Hello everyone, this is Nazmuda from Team INSURED. Our Team INSURED have prepared a presentation for current economic problem Bangladesh are facing. So first of all, thanks to our honorable host teacher for giving us such an opportunity to present ourselves. I and Probal, our team leader, will represent the slide on behalf of our team. So let's start. So do you know what are the economic problem Bangladesh are facing now? Have you any idea? Okay, well, so honestly, there are many problems, but main risk is that Bangladesh is moving toward bankruptcy. So how should we save ourselves from bankruptcy? Our team researched that we can save ourselves from bankruptcy by increasing tax to GDP ratio. Let's see why. We'll show how we can save ourselves from bankruptcy. So we know that tax revenue is a vital source of funding for government activities and public services. But sadly, in Bangladesh, most of the 1.16 crore people capable of paying income taxes in Bangladesh have remained out of the tax net of the National Board of Revenue of Bangladesh. That's all from me, and rest of the will be presented by KM Abdullah Proban, our team leader. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you, Nazmul. This is KM Abdullah Probal from Department of Marketing, University of Dhaka. So since Nazmul has described how low tax to GDP ratio has pushed Bangladesh towards bankruptcy or pushing Bangladesh towards bankruptcy, now I will look into how we can solve this problem. So we propose to solve this problem, Bangladesh has to conduct a research on the investigating strategies to improve tax revenue collection in Bangladesh. This is very important. Let me describe why. So now we all know Bangladesh has 164 million people of population, which means 16.40 crores as of census 2021. But do you know how many TIN number holder we have? TIN means tax identification number. Only 83 lakhs. Can you even imagine that? We have only 83 lakhs TIN number holder. And this is not the most devastating part. Devastating part is from these 83 lakh people who holds the ability to pay taxes, submit income tax return, only 25.30 lakh people. I mean, only 25.30 lakh people submit income taxes regularly. This is devastating. And I want to add one more thing is that our registered company, we have actually around about 2.73 lakh actually a registered company, but only 30,000 registered company pay taxes regularly. Can you imagine that actually? And Bangladesh has the lowest tax to GDP ratio among nation, which is 7.8%. May Allah save us from this devastating situation. Let's say. Now let's look into the next slide. Now let's into the next slide. Now let's look at this situation from another perspective. Nowadays, we know that Bangladesh is facing very unprecedented economic crisis, right? For that, Bangladesh have urged to IMF, International Monetary Fund, $4.5 billion. And IMF has agreed to, okay, we will provide you $4.7 billion, but under 20 conditions. And one of 20 conditions is there, Bangladesh have to increase its tax to GDP ratio from 7.8%, which is now, to 8.3% by the end of financial year 2024, and to 9.5% by the end of financial year 2026. Which means by the end of financial year 2024, Bangladesh has to add additional 65,000 crores tax revenue. Can you imagine that? In the end of financial year 2024, Bangladesh has to add 138,300 crore taka additional tax revenue. and its amount in financial year 2026 is 2,34,000. I mean, which means this is devastating actually. So now it is high time we should formulate some strategies to increase our tax revenue collection. Otherwise, Bangladesh is going to get bankrupted, right? So this is why we really need to pursue this strategy or this research. Okay, so we have formulated my team, Team Assured, has formulated some questions to address these problems. So these questions are: why is the number of income tax returns submitted so remarkably low in Bangladesh, right? Why does Bangladesh have the lowest tax to GDP ratio among all nations? What are the most effective strategies could be to increase tax revenue collection in Bangladesh? And is it really feasible to comply with IMF conditions? Let's look into the next slide. Now, what could be our research objective? What are the research objectives we have, right? So we have formulated some objectives. These are to identify the challenges that hinders tax revenue collection in Bangladesh, to evaluate the effectiveness of current tax revenue collection strategies, to explore best practices from the other countries with similar challenges in increasing tax revenue, to develop evidence-based recommendation for improving tax revenue collection in Bangladesh. So what are the what kind of methodology we are going to use? Right, we will use both quantitative and qualitative methodology, research methodology. Primary data, we will procure primary data through structured interviews with tax officials, policymakers, or tax consultants to understand the current tax revenue collection system and its challenges. And secondary data we'll procure from government reports, like we know, and by academic articles, and so on and so forth. So what kind of expected result we expect? So we expect that the study will identify challenges that hinder tax revenue collection and suggest strategies to increase tax. Okay, and lastly, I would like to say that this research proposal aims to contribute to the literature on tax revenue collection in developing countries and provide evidence-based recommendation for improving tax revenue collection in Bangladesh.